welcome to the Clique Kits channel. This is Hannah with you today, and I'm going to be starting off with some mixed media. I am using some Shimmerz coloring spray, and this is a spray that just has the color. It doesn't have any shimmer or anything like that. And I'm just going to make some stripes. It's not very precise, and the bottom one is quite large, but that's okay. And I'm just putting on quite a bit of this because I didn't add any gesso or anything. So it's just straight up plain smooth cardstock, and a lot of it really got in there. Sorry for my shoulder. I am standing up while I do this. So now I am taking some acrylic paint with some flow medium, acrylic like flow medium. And basically this is just like a paint thinner. And so it helps your acrylic paint be a lot smoother. And I really like this because it helps make your splatters amazing. I actually need to add some more black paint in there and stuff because it's almost out. So I just made some splatters, and I think that is about all that I do for the media. I kept it pretty simple. And this is one of the things that I really like to do. I like to keep it uncomplicated sometimes because then that gives me a chance to do something maybe a little bit more complicated later. So I really love this corrugated cardstock. So I'm going to attempt to stitch on this. I'm going to take that white background piece that I kind of cut off with my fingers. So I just tore it, and then it's going to end up on there as well. And I'll use my sewing machine. I will say be really, really careful when you're sewing with corrugated cardstock because it is very easy to break your needle, which is what happened. And you'll see where it broke. Well, you'll see the area. And it was because I tried to do something really complicated. So when I know I'm going to be stitching, and here it's stitched. So I stitched around the 3 edges, and then I was going to stitch like multiple lines in where I did the paint. And so what I really should have did is did the stitching first on the paint areas and then added it to the cardstock, because I think I would have not broke my needle. So really what you need to do is make sure the tension isn't as tight and go really, really slow and careful, which is what I didn't do. So so just that bottom part really has a lot of multiple lines, and I'm okay with that because in the end you really won't see a lot of it. And I could have just started over and stuff. So I'm looking at all of my papers because I actually did this layout first. And I'm thinking I might want to use some of these pieces. I'm thinking about maybe adding some blocks or something. I'm not really sure. I really like some of these strips, so I'm going to cut them. Sometimes that's what I do. If I see some pieces that I think I might use, I already know I'm going to use that picture that is from an airplane window. My husband actually took this last springtime, when he was off doing some training and stuff. So he was on his way home, I think, or on his way there. I don't really know. It doesn't really matter. He took it, and it's just really pretty. You see the mountain ranges out near where we are in Washington, and they're amazing and beautiful. So I wanted to document this picture because I've had it sitting around, and this collection is just really nice and fun. And I really like how you can make it work for different things. So as you can see, that back looks really crazy. And so I'm just going to put a little washi tape so that some of those edges don't end up coming undone. Once it's in a page protector, it should be fine. So I'm just taking these blocks, and I'm going to layer them in an awkward way that won't seem so awkward once it all gets down. But I kind of want to cover up a little bit of that edge, but I want like a messy type of mat for my photo to go on top of. And I want there to be lots of different edges, so that is why I'm doing it this way. In the end, you know, it's just something a little bit different sometimes. And so I'm just going to cut a little bit of those strings, and I'm going to actually glue this down now that I've seen. And then I'm going to add some of this strip that has the triangles. And I really like it because it kind of looks a little bit like mountains. So I kept them both going up in that up position. And then I'm going to use this camera. And I think I kept the yellow. I end up sticking it off to the side, and it covers the mountain a little bit, which, you know, some people might not like, but I don't really mind if it cuts off a little bit. I just thought it looked better on that side, and I don't know. I just thought it looked a little bit better that side, and I'm going to fix it because, yeah. So I know that it's, the flow of it is still a little weird, and so I'm going to end up fixing this with adding a journaling spot down to the bottom, and you'll see it. But I'm going to add my title, and I'm going to put my title around where those blocks are. So I'm going to have it's going to say sitting on top of the world, I think is what it says. And I really love these stickers. They're really, really fun to play with. They're kind of foam-like, or they are foam. And so I really like the way that they look when you put them against the papers like this. So that is what I'm doing. It just makes a nice little shelf sometimes. And it creates something a little bit different when you add your title around your cluster a little bit. So, and I really like that acrylic type of piece from Amy Tan, and it says sweet. And so I put it off kind of above the plane so you really can, it brings your eye to what I want you to see on the photo, which is that gorgeous sky and then the mountains with all the snow on it. So, and I decided to have it go more along that line instead of up at the top of, I thought that it would look a little weird with that gap. So because I have a little bit of yellow, I'm going to use that yellow word booklet. I'm going to use it underneath the one, and it's actually more of like that peachy color. So that's why I used the peachy keen color, because I thought it would go well with the picture and all that. And I'm going to add the flare on there because why not? I love the exclusive flares and stuff like that. So now I'm looking for something to journal with and see what other kind of pieces. And I thought about adding like that heart or some of the feathers or something. But I don't know, it just didn't feel like it needed it. And so I ended up keeping this really simple. I'm just going to add that circle. And like I said, I'm going to add that down closer to where those lines are. And that's going to just help kind of fill up that space a little bit more so it doesn't look so awkward and open. Not that that would be bad, but I think that sometimes when you are doing something, you want to kind of find a balance that works for your eye. And everybody's eye is a little different. And I love these puffy like heart stickers. So they're going to go all over and kind of add as more embellishments. And like I said, I kept this really, really simple, very simple, and just lots of pattern paper and some media. And I think that it just goes to show that you don't need a lot of stuff on your paper to have a big impact if you're using the products to your advantage by like putting the title around your cluster and doing some like stitching and stuff like that and media, and it really just makes it something fun. So definitely stop by the store. We're going to be having a Black Friday sale coming up, and you don't want to miss out on all the good savings that are going to be happening. I will see you guys later, and have a great, great scrappy week. Bye.